The words entrepreneur and entrepreneurship are everywhere these days. In fact, even in our polarized society, perhaps the only thing everyone seems to agree on is that entrepreneurship is a good thing and that entrepreneurs make a positive contribution to the economy. But what is entrepreneurship? Understanding the meaning of the words entrepreneur and entrepreneurship is the topic of this video. There are many different definitions of entrepreneurship. Perhaps hundreds, perhaps thousands. Well, who's counting? Some people define entrepreneurs as owners of small business or creators of new ventures. Others see entrepreneurs as risk takers or dreamers. For yet others, entrepreneurs are change agents, taking us from the world we live in to the world we want to live in. Very poetic, isn't it? Several years ago, Professor William Gartner of Georgetown University asked people to define entrepreneurship for him. He reached out to business leaders, politicians, academic researchers, and here's what people said when he asked them what entrepreneurship means to them. We think of entrepreneurship as the starting of new ventures, a definition we saw earlier in the previous slide. Entrepreneurs share financial risk, management risk, and put their whole career on the line in the pursuit of a new independent enterprise. Entrepreneurship is concerned with those activities associated with becoming an owner-manager of a new firm. Others define entrepreneurs as someone who refines a creative idea, gathers resources, or a leader who starts his or her own profit or non-profit firm. Entrepreneurs were seen as typical risk takers, having a vision that their need for achievement, power, and control over their life, which can be best accomplished in a new environment under their direction and control. Some people saw entrepreneurs as having special skills and talents, having a sixth sense for business, they said, or ones designing and managing dynamic growth for a new organization. If you were to talk to 100 people, you would probably get 90 or 100 different definitions of entrepreneurship. If you talk to 1,000 people, you'll probably get 900 or 1,000 different definitions of entrepreneurship. So let's try to understand what entrepreneurship means by looking at some examples of people who are entrepreneurs. Let's start with Peter Schenker. He was 17 when he first bought his sandwich shop with a little financial help from his high school football coach. He built that one shop into the national chain Jersey Mike with more than 2,000 locations. Audrey Zimmerman is a fourth generation owner of a shoe company, a specialty shoe manufacturer in Pennsylvania. Bernad Kotlin is a 10-year Army veteran, used his life savings to buy and renovate the Caffin Avenue Plaza, the only grocery store in the lower 9th Ward of New Orleans. Ben Davidovich, he moved to the Philippines where he started an BPO, a business process outsourcing company that runs call centers for American corporations that want to offshore their customer support services. And then there's Wes and Kentepson, a couple who owns Cipollini's in the Bay Area. It's a pizzeria that sells a pizza with a reputation for helping induce labor in pregnant women. You listen to these entrepreneurs and you begin to think, is entrepreneurship just about feel-good stories? Well, no. Entrepreneurs are also on the front lines of helping people during crisis, such as the 2020 novel coronavirus pandemic. Frank Timberlake owns a Rich Square Market in North Carolina. During the pandemic, he worked extra hours to keep his grocery store open. You know why? Because that's the main source of fresh food in an economically challenged rural county. Or Phil Kai, a dentist in Virginia, who used a 3D printing machine in his lab that he typically uses to make surgical guides for dental implants. He used it to produce N95 protective masks. Or Neil Tanida, who founded the technology startup LabDoor, partnering with several other Silicon Valley entrepreneurs to produce 1 million low-cost ventilators in 3 months. Mass-produced, she said, and made in a decentralized way by individuals and small businesses. Alicia Costanza, who runs a photography business in Mountain Brook, Alabama. She started offering free front porch portraits to families riding out the outbreak at home, while keeping a safe distance, mind you, as a way to give back to the community. Entrepreneurship is not just an American phenomenon. Entrepreneurs can be found worldwide. In fact, there is no country in the world, yes, you heard it right, no country in the world that does not have entrepreneurs. For example, the German small business sector called Mittelstand is the backbone of the country's economy, hiring about 78% of the German workforce and contributing about 50% of the nation's GDP. Christian Schroeder-Steinmüller is a typical German whose grandfather started the company Schroeder in 1924 to engrave numbers and letters on early typewriters. Many viewers of this video probably have never seen a typewriter in real life. This company gradually evolved to stamping logos on cigarette papers and build parts for high-strength lids on gas turbines. Today, the company's work can be seen in everything from a subway ticket in Germany to a cigarette in the Middle East. Or let's meet Matt Todd, who owns Wonston Arms, a village pub in southwest United Kingdom. A popular drink at his pub is a peculiarly British concoction of naturally carbonated beer that is to be drunk at room temperature, a cask ale. Or Maria Perinet, mother of 4 children, a ski lover, she founded the Cotton House Hotel, a swanky boutique hotel in Barcelona, Spain. When the coronavirus was raging through Spain, she opened up the doors of her hotel to medical professionals, contributing to fighting the pandemic in her own humble way. So what's my message here? Entrepreneurs come in all shapes, sizes, or colors. Anyone, anywhere can be an entrepreneur. I repeat, anyone, anywhere can be an entrepreneur. Every large corporation that you see today was once a small business that started as an idea in someone's head. Amazon, Apple, Walmart, Ford. All these companies started as an idea in an entrepreneur's head, became a business, and then grew spectacularly to become the large corporations we know them today. Look at Steve Ellis, who started Chipotle. His goal was simply to make enough money to open up a gourmet restaurant someday. Of course, he never ended up opening that restaurant someday, so successful was Chipotle. Steve Jobs, along with Steve Wozniak, started Apple in the living room of his parents' house, then moved to the garage. And of course, the rest, as they say, is history. Sarah Blakely, who is the founder of Spanx, initially struggled to find a manufacturer willing to even produce her innovative Horsley products. Of course, today all these are multi-billion-dollar companies. So what does entrepreneurship mean to you? Have you ever started or ran your own business? I would love to hear from you. If you've ever been an entrepreneur or known an entrepreneur, what do you think of when you hear the word entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship? I look forward to reading your comments in the space below. Thank you.